everybody, and welcome back to day number 3 of my 5-day silhouette Christmas card series. So now today's card is going to be a little different. I'm going to be using some supplies that you never would have thought to put together. And yes, of course, we'll be using our silhouette, but what we'll also be using is one of these, and in case you don't know what that is, it's actually a dryer sheet, and we're going to be using a used one, not a brand new one. And you're going to need some type of spray adhesive that is quick drying and just a spray adhesive. It doesn't have to be this particular kind. You just need to have a spray adhesive. And then also we will be using some glitter. That's right, this is going to be a really sparkly card. So you're probably wondering, what in the world, or what could this card possibly look like? Well, this is the card that we will be making. So come on and join me, and I'm going to show you how I made this card. Okay everybody, so let's get the supplies up and we'll get started with day number 3. So now I saw this technique on someone's YouTube channel, and I will put a link to that channel or that video that I saw down here below in the description box. And it just amazed me what this person did, because you know I like to use leftover scraps and anything that I can use to save myself money, and I like to help you guys save money as well. So when I saw this, I thought, I've got plenty of those. So what am I referring to? Well, first of all, let's talk about the card. I've got my card measuring 11 inches by 5.5 inches to make my card a 5.5 by 5.5 inch card. So now what she did was she rubber stamped an image on her card and then continued making this technique that I'm going to show you. But what I decided to do was, rather than rubber stamp, I would take a silhouette file that I bought in the Silhouette online store, and this was actually a card to piece together. But what I did was I took it and made it a print and cut so I could make it look like a stamped card. Now as you can see, I've already added my, you know what, my bling on each one of the stars, and I did that because I needed to get that done first before we go ahead and finish putting our card together. So I'm going to put this piece aside for right now, because what we're going to do is continue with making the rest of our card. So now you're probably wondering what am I referring to. Now I know a lot of you probably have these, and if you don't know what this is actually a used dryer sheet. It's one of the dryer sheets that you use that they look like this. You can get them like so. And I just happen to have the Bounce brand, but I'm sure any brand will do. And according to her, if you're using a Bounce brand, you can get 2 cards made out of this. But because I'm thinking she's referring to an A2 card, which is a 4.5 by 5.25 inch card. But because I'm making a 5.5 by 5.5, I'm using one entire dryer sheet. Now it must be a used one, only because the ones that haven't been used, that have a waxy film on them, and you don't want that. So our next step is to take a scrap sheet of paper, which I have here, and then I'm going to, as soon as I find it, let's see. Okay, I've got to look for what I'm looking for, and I'll be back. Okay everybody, I'm back. I actually had it right beside me on the floor. I really do need to clean up my craft room. So what I'm using is this Super Quick Grip Spray Adhesive. Now you can use any kind of spray adhesive you have. I just happen to have this on hand. It's by Krylon, and I'm going to shake it up. And then we are going to take this and we're going to spray it all over the dryer sheet. You want to make sure you get on the dryer sheet and not like I just did, it sprayed all over the place. And you should probably be doing this in a well ventilated area, but naturally I'm not. So I've got that on there, and then I'm going to bring up my card, and I'm actually going to take another sheet of paper because since I've gotten some of that stuff on that sheet, I don't want my card to stick to that. So then you're going to flip this over. Let me make sure I can get so you can see this. So you're going to flip the stuff that you just sprayed, the sticky side, down, and you're going to put that on top of your card. And then you're just going to smooth it out as much as you can. Now remember, mine also has the bling on there, so it's going to be really sticky when you do this. And you're just going to try to flatten this out as much as you can. And I'm kind of also adding it so it makes it look like it has a little texture there. So I want to make sure I get this down and it stays. So I probably should have sprayed a little bit more along the edge there. So let's just bring our paper back up again. The piece that has the spray adhesive on it. And I'm just going to see if I can do this without ruining the card. But you want to make sure you spray this so that it gets through there very well. And it is, like I said, it's going to be very, very, very sticky. And then once you've got it on there the way you want it, you're just going to cut off those edges. So I'm going to flip this over and I'm just going to cut this off because we don't need that. And we'll cut this side as well. And try to get it as close as you can. And hopefully you won't gum up or make your scissors too sticky. But we can always take some alcohol and clean our scissors off. So we'll cut that side and then we'll go ahead and cut this side. And get that side cut. So now we just have this. Now this, of course, is still a little sticky here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glitter and sprinkle this on top of here. Because remember, it's still a little sticky. So it should stick to it. So what I'm using is I have some of the Stampin' Up! Dazzling Diamond glitter. So you do want to take and use some very, very fine glitter when you do this. And as you can see, it is sticking on there. And you just load it up because you can shake it around and move it around once you get enough on there. So I'm just going to move it around on the card like so. And then you'll have your finished glittered card. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm going to just keep shaking this off and see if I can get as much of this glitter because I kind of overloaded it with glitter. Now I probably should have just went just a little thin with the glitter and not put as much, but see how that sparkles? So now we'll go ahead and kind of let this sit for a bit, and then I'm going to add this to the card. So when I come back, I'm going to have the finished card and my envelope. Okay everybody, so I'm back with the finished card. So this is what it looks like. So what I did was I just went and took a star and put it up here at the top of the steeple of this particular, I guess that's a church. And actually all that star was was I just took one off of this trim that I have. It looks like this. So I just cut one off and put it up there at the top. And then I went ahead and put some ribbon loops down here at the bottom. I don't know if the camera, if you can see what I did there. And then I added some bows on top of that. So that is my card. And the one thing I want to suggest if you decide to make this card is don't go heavy with your glitter. Just sprinkle it on there very lightly once you've used the adhesive spray, or you don't have to use this particular one, just any type of adhesive spray on your dryer sheet. And don't forget, it has to be a used dryer sheet. And just layer just a small amount of glitter, because I did have glitter everywhere and I didn't think I was going to ever get it all up. And because I put too much on there, or if you feel that you've put too much on there, you can just take a brush and lightly just brush it off or tap it off, and that's what I did. And then I went ahead and made just a simple envelope using my We Are Memory Keeper 123 punch board. I didn't do anything fancy with the envelope because I just didn't want to take away from the card. So that's it, everybody. This is day number 3 of my 5-day Silhouette Christmas card series. So now, don't forget to come back for day number 4. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.